All right, let's get into it. We've all been there. You're at work, you just turned in a project you poured your soul into, and then the feedback drops. And it hits different. All of a sudden, the whole vibe is off. So today, we're getting into why that happens, and way more importantly, how to flip the script and totally own that moment.
Right? It's that exact moment. Your boss says one little thing about your work and your brain just instantly translates it to, I think you're bad at your job. You low-key feel like they're coming for you, for your whole entire existence. If you've felt that, you know what I'm talking about, and we're gonna decode it, for real.
Okay, first up, POV, you got feedback. Let's really set the scene here. Let's get into the specifics of that feeling. You know that instant freeze when some, innocent-sounding words just land like a ton of bricks?
So picture this. Your boss comes over and just drops this little gem on you. This is messy. Just 2 words. That's it. No notes, no explanation, just a label. And in that moment, it's like time just slows down, doesn't it? The whole air just gets thick. And just like that, the entire atmosphere just shifts. It's so awkward. You feel yourself getting defensive, maybe you're a little embarrassed. That creative, productive energy you had, poof, gone. Yeah, the vibe is it's officially off. Completely.
So, what is actually happening here? Why does one comment about a spreadsheet suddenly feel like a referendum on your entire character? Well, in our next section, it's time to spill the tea. We're going to break down the huge difference between how it feels versus what's actually going on.
Okay, so this slide breaks it down perfectly. On the left, that's how it feels. It feels like they're just a hater, just coming for you. But the real tea, on the right, it's almost never that deep. 99% of the time, they're not trying to attack you personally, they're protecting the work. They've got a standard or a goal, and they're just trying to get the project there. And that feeling, it immediately makes them an op in your head, an opponent, the person on the other side. Suddenly it's you versus them. But listen, that whole framing, it's a total trap. And that's what we got to change.
So how do we actually get out of that defensive headspace? How do we stop seeing them as an op and start seeing this whole thing as an opportunity? Well, that brings us to our next section where we get tactical. It's time to learn how to flip the script.
And boom, here's the game plan. It's a super simple 3-step play. Step 1, don't get pressed. Seriously, that knee-jerk defensive feeling, acknowledge it, and then just let it go. Take a breath. Step 2, you gotta vibe check the goal. This is so key. You need to find out what they're really trying to achieve. And then, step 3, you take what you learned and you flip the whole script. You turn that op into an ally. And that vibe check, it's all about this idea right here. When your boss says it's messy, what they're probably saying is, hey, this doesn't quite fit the professional aesthetic we're going for with this client. See? It's not a personal judgment on you, it's a comment on how the work aligns with the objective.
So your mission is to ask questions and figure out what the goal actually is. You could say something like, okay, got it. When you say messy, are you thinking about clarity for the client, or is it more about the formatting? See what that does? You're not being attacked anymore. Now you're a team, solving a problem together. And when you start doing this consistently, not just once, but every single time you get that tough feedback, something kind of magical starts to happen. You stop just surviving these moments, you actually start using them to level up. Which brings us to our final section, the mentor glow up.
Okay, this right here, this is the ultimate glow up for your mindset. That person you thought was a hater, your op, is suddenly a source of major insight. They have a perspective that you don't. And by asking about the goal, you're basically asking them to teach you, to mentor you. You're using their feedback to get better, way faster. For real, this is your main character moment. You stop being a side character who just takes hits from criticism. You become the main character who's actively hunting for intel to fuel your own growth. You're turning every single piece of feedback into a power-up.
So I'm going to leave you with this question. Think about the last piece of tough feedback you got. Think about that person. They're not your op. They're your next mentor in disguise. The only question is, are you ready to flip that script?